There's a man, Muslim, a Hezbollah fighter for 3 years, who in prison met Jesus. He was on his way to the United States of America in order to convert Christians to Islam. He had 30 passports at that time, obviously illegal. He was arrested and put into prison in Malaysia. He was a very dedicated Muslim. Not only he read the prayers, but he also read the Quran once every 10 days, cover to cover. So he was really dedicated. In his time in prison, one day as he was praying, a man appeared in front of him, normal size, but his being shined like light. But this light wasn't a normal light. This light had identity. He knew he was holy and he was just, whereas he, the Muslim, knew he wasn't. Even though he had prayed so many prayers, even though he had fasted so much, and had read the Quran, and had participated to hanging people, trying to please Allah. He knew, even though he had kept all the rules of Islam, he knew that he wasn't just and he wasn't holy. And he knew that the only thing just was to be killed. But he didn't want to die. So he ran to the corner of the room, holding his hands on his head and crying, "Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me." He thought he would never ever be forgiven because he is just. He felt that he is just. So he felt a touch on his left shoulder and he heard him saying, "I forgive you." He said, "I knew I was forgiven, but I didn't know how." He felt so confused. He didn't understand. Only God forgives. Who was that fair man, the just man who forgave him? So, you forgave me. You are God, but not this God that I read on the Quran. You are not Allah. So, who are you who forgave me and I feel forgiven today? He replied, "I am the way, the truth, life." As a Muslim, he knew that a way is a direction, and that truth is something that you measure, and that life is a source. But he claimed to be all three things together. He never thought that the truth is one person, the way is one person, life is one person. So he said, "I do not understand. What is your name?" And he said, "Jesus Christ." The Muslims started crying. What changed after that? He realized that the world was more beautiful than he thought. What made the world ugly was the hatred and anger that is in each Muslim's heart. People asked him, "Why did you hate Jews?" He had never ever met a Jew. God, the real God, not Allah, didn't make us to hate, didn't design us to want somebody dead. Hatred are Satan's. How could anybody think that killing people could be just? The God of heaven, the God of Abraham and Moses, the God of prophets, and Jesus, He himself God. Jesus is not a God who is happy when Jews are killed by Muslims. God is peace. God is the way. God is life.